Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
A little, yeah.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her.
Yeah, we did.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
So far I don't see
What do
them.
you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Not only to you, voice of the hero.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Are we in a Doctor Who episode, excuse me?
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I could have just leave. Couldn't I?
That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
So far I slayed her and it didn't break the cycle. To be fair, I died, so if I survive and slay her, it might change the outcome.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
Alright, I will. She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? He probably will answer me, you should listen to me. That's all. So let's not pick that. Hopefully there are better options. She killed me by ripping me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hate it, but how can someone like that end the world? To quote you from last time around, she's just, continues. She's just a princess. Why was she able to rip me apart with her bare hands? Who locked her in this basement? What is this place? More curious about the princess so far.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't... Okay. Who locked her up? And what is this place? This is a good question.
Locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
You don't think it's that simple? I do not believe you. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? You're being caggy. What is this word? What aren't you telling me? That's all. Yeah, you're being... Yeah, yes.
I told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her?
The voice of the hero has a point, narrator.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. I don't think either of you really need to press the man on this. He wants us to slay the princess, so why would he have anything to hide? He seems like a nice guy to me.
Well, there, Mr. Opportunist. I disagree. I kinda don't trust him, especially since I died last time.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you should really stop wasting time chatting amongst yourselves in the woods. So, if we could move this along?
I was schizo. It's only happening in my head. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this following me?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
That begs the question, what kind of special? The good or the bad kind? Oh,
I didn't know we were special.
neither did I.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Well, no comment to that.
Good point. That really explains almost everything.
Obviously.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh,
You know,
really?
You're right. But it explains almost everything.
No, it doesn't. So far, it doesn't. She gave it last time. Yeah, let's
Like I
ask.
said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Okay.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, fair. Let's try it. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
Honestly, yeah. Let's take the knife right away and stab her in her heart. Make sure she isn't a vampire.
The interior
What
of the
the
cabin is a
fuck?
mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by
changed.
accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I have the distinct feeling something changed. But I'm not quite sure what.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Oh, I did. Trust
So
me.
focus up. A lot's riding on this.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's
disagree.
definitely a mirror.
Yeah, I can see that too.
It says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
Shut the fuck up! I don't like you! You're just a useful yes, a useless yes man. I want to see how handsome I am.
Oh, I'm sure we look great. If only there was some sort of reflective surface we could examine. Absolute shame there isn't anything like that around here.
Absolute shame, right?
You do see it, right? I don't know how to read you. I see all sorts of things. But do you see the mirror? It's a simple yes or no question.
Yes.
Help me out here, will you? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
But for maybe you want to hide how I look. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward
What?
and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
What the fuck am
You
I?
know how ridiculous you look right now.
I am looking a little not normal.
Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
Okay. We'll take the blade then.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
I don't like you, but I agree with you.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah. So far, the voice of the hero is the most reasonable one. They should have probably killed her. Ooh, well, let's see.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Oh, you're just repeating yourself. Also, I just realized I have a knife as a cursor. That's cool, actually. Holy shit.
Her
I think it
voice
changed.
skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh, kinky. I thought nasty. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
No, I would kill her.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big
No,
decisions?
let's not. She can be once. I'm not stupid
Do you
enough
want
to
hear
die
what everyone
twice.
has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
No, the narrator has a point.
Fine. You're the boss.
Yeah, let's fuck it. It's like, what the fuck?
You descend the basement steps.
She
entering
looks
the dark
different.
room below.
Well, she looks. That. Okay.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
I mean, it's kind of suspicious, isn't it, to approach someone with a hand hidden behind your back? But, well...
Oh, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like she already knows.
Yeah, no shit.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was
Yeah.
true. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning.
Really?
Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't.
Oh, interesting.
But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
No, let's just slay her.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Let's just slay her.
Without uttering a word, you charge the princess. So much for finding an easy way out. I can't believe you're making us work for it.
Better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, at least.
As you close the distance,
She's
readying your
free!
strike, the princess's chain
Fuck!
falls from her wrist. She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your
Fuck!
hands. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little woman after my own heart. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams. This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
You got a point.
She buries her teeth deep into
Again?
your chest, tearing it. Great, she's just in for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins. We don't have to fight so dirty. Of course we do. fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Are we? At the bottom of the barrel. We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is? No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the Book of Honourable Combat. Both you and the Princess have broken it a dozen times over.
Oh,
that's nice and all, but are we winning?
Are we?
Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not.
That's a positive point of view, actually.
The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of walking wood. Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better packing order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time.
I don't like your opportunities.
I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening?
Hero, you're right.
Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Wait, what?
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
What did do this to you?
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What about you? They will crush you just easily as they crush me.
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to see it.
Jesus, gee. Whoa.
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me. See? This is exactly why you've been tasked to slay her. She's an antisocial monster who'll gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction.
Well, yeah.
The roots grow ever closer. No, we can see them.
Just go on fighting.
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl.
Oh, their swords.
As you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle, the two of you lifted delicately off the ground. But the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Holy
The sound of
fuck!
creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still she smiles through it all.
Holy
I can't
fuck!
wait to do this again, you wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. They've changed it?
The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head
Holy
pounding as
fuck.
everything tightens. And then
Flop.
you
Yep.
everything goes dark,
And you die.
and you die.
Is it on me or does the cursor has no blood on the tip? Chapter 3, the well. This was my first cursor. It was turned into the knife later on.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Yeah, well.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it?
Well...
Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third?
Yeah, you're right. You counted right.
Bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Well, I followed your orders, I guess.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up! The rest of you talk. What happened? What did you do? Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that
Someone got us killed.
Got us killed.
Well, you all agreed with me last time, so what's the problem?
And what should we
Oh,
have done?
stubborn.
Let you draw things out with all that conniving. Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest.
That's a new voice.
There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed.
I mean, it's not as painful, you're right, but still curious what we could have done to change it.
Now that you mention it, this isn't so bad. And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Yeah, why are you being so nice to me? We sort of...
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful
Holy
as
shit,
this.
calm down. I just asked a question. Oh, okay, let's change the topic.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
Yeah, I did. But
there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there.
she still hates us.
Almost like she still hates us. It feels mutual.
Fair. We both killed each other.
Stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at
Oh,
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it.
okay.
Hold yourself together. We're no strangers to effort. We can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
Gaze at the hatred in your heart. Bury it now before it's too late. Let's gaze at the hatred.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. She really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me. We never got to see the end of that fight, did we? We can't both be winners. One of us has to beat the other.
Not really.
I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. You start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't
Holy
be
fuck.
bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better, finally. I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
Okay, can we go back?
I wish I didn't have to.
Some division, when so, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Feel sorry for her, but she killed me.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
No, don't do that shit.
This doesn't feel like
Yeah.
a fight. This isn't what I
I
wanted.
agree.
Where's the victory in this? Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill. Do we have to do
I
this?
kinda don't want it. Yeah.
You have to. You know you have to.
Oof, I don't want to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happens to us. Cards for free. Do I want to say? Fuck, I feel bad. Okay.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart. And then you strike.
I'm sorry.
No, don't do that shit! Don't do that to me! Nah! Fuck you! Don't do that to me! Are you a bitch? Whenever I've seen her die, something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place. You! Fuck off! I feel sorry for you now. Great.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Fuck, I feel bad. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
We're top of the pecking order now. Right, boys? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them. Does this mean we won? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's like it's mocking us.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
There's no other choice to approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence is to reach forward. They're gone. But the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? Yes.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network.
I wish to be more.
Do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
That's a lot of options. Give yourself a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart. Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
Did she? Okay, is this the end of the world? You know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what led me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens to know?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I was sent to slay the princess, to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
I don't think so. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Aren't you scared that I will find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
What will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Holy shit, damn. Well, and what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Okay, let's redo it. So, okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
What the fuck, you bitch! You are the princess. Okay, fuck off. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you...
Okay, killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Ooh, what did I ask? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to enter the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I'm going with a route where I try to free her this time. Okay, enter the basement without the weapon. I see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
I already listened to you. I won't do the same mistake
You're doing
twice.
the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No,
Maybe it's
not
someone
really.
upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't any key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
You know that there's a knife,
Or if
don't
that
you?
doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the
Ooh.
suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Ah, fair.
Attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Let's try the
You
door.
try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is.
It's done. Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, it
There's a
is.
slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
What the
hesitates,
fuck?
raising her arm,
What?
her
What?
teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
I changed my mind. I don't want her to be free.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
Okay, fuck.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I don't want to see what happens, so save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone.
Oh, delicious and also nutritious. Oh, fuck.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, I just realized
No.
it too.
She didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you.
Okay,
Let's get out of here.
I chose to go with it, so let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
What do you mean by
As the
that?
princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
What the?
Wait,
No.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Yeah, you cannot.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess. Warn her. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I don't want to do this.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
The illusion of free will or what?
Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay, 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 slay. Resist. Well, resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
I mean, you're right.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm trying to not kill her. I thought it's
sorry.
obvious.
I'll try to be quick.
What the? No! Wait!
She plunges it into your chest,
Bitch!
tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
What do you mean, quick?
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done.
For her sake.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
I don't
Whatever.
really give a
She
fuck.
sinks the blade into your chest again,
Ow.
again,
Ow.
and again.
Ow.
And you feel every inch of burning
Ouch.
pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Bitch, just step my heart!
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
I don't think so
Apparently
either.
not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, fuck.
One last thrust of the knife. Your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
I hope
That's
not.
rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Damsel, chapter 2. Okay, so I somehow have to
You're
trick
on a
the
path
narrator.
You're here.
So I should keep it that secret that I probably had the déjà vu. Turn around and leave? I probably cannot do that. I can try though.
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her!
Smitten!
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange.
What
It
the?
looks like this path
Okay.
also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved up.
Mr. Narrator, I do not trust you. Okay, I'm going into the cabin. Jeez. Turn around again. And leave again. Okay,
You're
turn
really
around.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
Dice.
Forever.
Ooh. I still gotta do that.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting...
Oh. Okay.
What's going on? Where are we?
What is happening
Oh,
now?
I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. Hold up.
The world around you is unwound. Its physical matter replaced by a texture nothing you find yourself in. The long quiet once again never returns. There's a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulation pulls louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around you. You're no longer alone. Confusion, why are you here? I am unfinished. Frustration, this vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against you will. No, you cannot go back, not there. Regret, this world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A waging finger, there's only so much threat in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Chapter 1. Hero and the Princess.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down. And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I kinda trying not to do that. I just kinda trying to break free of the narrator and those hands that engulfed me last time. Nuh-uh.
Then
Nuh-uh.
drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Dear, so far is the nicest one of them all. Drop.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands, and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
That is suspicious.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I don't doubt
So
very
here
much.
we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, let's first start with relationship.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Well, I doubt that.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they didn't. I was hoping you would tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Well, that path I actually had.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Ooh, that is hard. I don't trust. Honestly, I don't
This
feel.
isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Oh, fuck off. Don't be that cocky. The first time you were really nice and sweet, and now you're just assholes? Well, not
Again,
assholes,
she
but
offers
cocky
no
bar.
specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Well, how long have you been down here?
Too long.
Well, that is not very helpful. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Oh, jeez.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. Right?
Right?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we talked it
Oh,
out.
have you decided what to do with me?
I know why you're here.
I don't like her. On the other hand, I kinda want to see what will unfold if I help her out. Keep her locked away. Examine the chains.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key is still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can go at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
Let's
You attempt
try.
to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door to be sure.
Try the door. It is locked from the outside. You're here to slay. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were
Supposed to do.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah.
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
What
You
the?
won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's go again, save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
That is impressive, though.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
If you know way, sure. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her
Yeah,
escape
you already
into the
said
world.
it.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Well, we had it already. Slay the princess, warned her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Okay, resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Thank you.
I'll make this quick.
Oh, don't stab me 50 times.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Okay, at least she did it quickly this time.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Seems like
And
it.
it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Well, there was no real other option, the prisoner. Yeah, okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Skeptic, yeah. You're
I'm glad to
right.
agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Ooh, I do tend to agree the hero and the skeptic one, because I do not trust the narrator anymore. But so telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? What should I bother doing anything? Already had it. So let's proceed to the cabin once again, and then I will try, because turning around will not really help me. Because the hands will engulf me.
Before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah.
Yes, don't believe a word she says.
Yeah.
Just go in,
Take the knife and do what you're supposed to do. Wink. I love this guy. The skeptic
Did you
one
just
is the
say
best of
wink
all.
out loud? No, I didn't.
I did.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
I did. I like him. No. I do like him.
The
Oh,
interior
wow.
of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Well,
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this.
Okay, approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
You're right, Mr. Skeptical. At the basement, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Well, let's go to the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
Seems like it.
You walk down the stairs
More
and lock eyes with
sheets?
the princess. She looks up at you, the
Holy
heavy collar around
shit.
her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
That's a lot of change though, a lot more than last time.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Ha! So I cannot cut her free anymore. That is okay.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
You're right.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit. Yep, that seems reasonable, to
You
be
do as
honest.
she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Okay, there are a lot of questions I want answers to. I've been here before, am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously.
Well, I didn't quite.
You being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
Yeah!
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary,
Why?
even.
Why is it necessary though?
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Oh, okay,
Get
interesting.
it? It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on.
No.
Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say,
Here's
the
the
more my
point.
mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Okay.
Your success
Didn't really get
hinges
a lot.
on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I will
won't.
not. Yeah.
Fine.
I agree with this
You'll get
guy.
another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure.
We'll see
Just
about that.
give it a...
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Literally. She is in a cell.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Who is the other chain for first?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please
Oh,
don't
look,
put
it's so-
yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Actually, if I cannot move, I cannot kill her anymore. If I throw the knife away, then the narrator cannot force me to kill the princess. You were asking about intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Well, that is a little hard to do, don't you
Is she
think?
forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Yeah, I think so too.
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Huh. I was supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice you had us in shackles too.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut
Ooh.
her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
I don't think she is. I
Certainly
hope
seems
not.
confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.